What's going on, Bobby? What's going on, everybody? We got NBA, we have NHL, we have NFL Showdown. We've got it all.
Sorry about that. I was running into something for a minute. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. So we've got all kinds of sports tonight.
Yep.
I guess what I'm going to do is I'm not going to even update all the projections until like 6:30. It's just ridiculous because there's probably other stuff that might happen, and it'll just takes me too long. So I'm just going to just wait. Why don't you go over though, like the most recent news that's come out and stuff?
I mean, it's just there's only one piece of news that's come out actually, so it's just the Daniel Gafford's out.
So Daniel Gafford being out, I presume that Mike Muscala is being bumped.
Yeah, but I've got it like as a placeholder right now. I mean, I'm gonna have to move it because it's the earliest set of games, but I just think like it's worth speculating on these things. Like I think it's more likely Kyrie sits when that information comes late in the day. They announced now LeBron and Giannis are probable to play tonight.
Okay.
So that takes a little bit of the shine. I still like Anthony Davis as a play, but not as much as I did. I don't think LeBron's a bad play either. But we still have to see about, Bam, because that could mean Thomas Bryant at 4K. We don't know about that. What's his name is already doubtful, which the projections accounted for. Precious, which is why Boucher and Podol are rising for people. So it's a lot of stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised if a good bit of it happens after lock. Unfortunately, for me specifically, I really like those early games.
So, okay, that's all right though.
Yeah. It's just the it's just a little bit tough when you don't get a chance to do what you might be able to do better than other people, and that's sort of why I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to build right now. But I'm sort of in a waiting mode also.
So right now, like, would you consider like Muscala like a top value?
I don't think there is any other value, so it's not like you're really comparing him to anything. You have he and Dorian Finney-Smith projecting as the best values on the slate along with Jalen Johnson. To say that those guys are safe in any way is ridiculous. So I'm not going to do that. But because of the nature of the slate, because I think Kyrie sits, because Luka's averaging 75 fantasy points a game, if you want to play him, you're going to have to play guys like that. Kevin Love, Chris Boucher. And Kevin Love's even questionable too, but he's expected to play. That's and Kevin Love also probably gets a little maybe boost with Bam out. So my lineups look very similar to what they looked like this morning. Lots of Brooklyn, lots of LaMelo, lots of Halliburton, lots of Luka, a little less Davis than I had before. Centers, I like Joe Val, I like Miles Turner, I like Mark Williams, I like Kongwu I'm playing a Kongwu with Muscala in a big one, which is one way. Again, it's not to get different. And I heard the other shows talking about how strong center is today. I think it's pretty weird how we call strong. You know what I mean? Like if you look at center-only players like Joe Val, there's no guarantee with Joe Val.
Right.
There's no guarantee with Podol. None of these guys have hit these numbers like the season that you won out of them tonight, really. Like Wendell Carter hasn't, Vucevic hasn't, Miles Turner hasn't. So all of the top projected centers in terms of value and everything are actually, I don't see it as being necessarily as must-play center in the utility, even though I have a good bit of it. Yeah, the brains are back in order. We're flowing now. I think we're ready to go.
It makes one of us. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to manage my time and energy during this time of day between 6 and 7, because on the one hand, I have to update the projections as they come off. I have to figure out what I want to do in the NBA. I have my other sports I'm doing also, and I want to respond to questions also. And people ask me what I'm doing. I to be perfectly honest, I don't know yet. because still waiting for stuff. I'm waiting for as long as possible for clarification on stuff, and then what's not going to be probably till about 6:30 that I even, really get after it. But I will talk about this. I want to reiterate how strong I think your idea of playing Cam Thomas is. It's just everybody get all fancy and stuff like that. The guy just freaking smashes every game.
Yeah, I think now he's spiked, and I think his ownership is shooting up now.
Oh, was it over 20? You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it could be as high as like 30 something. But Dinwiddie's also a good play. I'm mostly splitting them up, but I'm playing one of them in most lineups. I'm also playing Ben Simmons in most of my lineups. It's hard. That's why, again, you can see why I need some value, because there's some plays that I feel really good about, and I feel really good about getting a little bit, game stacking action in the pace games that I think are going to be the fastest. And I think my real bold takes are like, nobody's playing LaMelo. Like, I'm playing LaMelo in half.
Well, they said that he's going to be on a minutes limit, I think.
Yeah, he played 33 minutes the last game. They said that it's every game.
Oh.
He played 33 minutes and shot 4 of 17. And he put up 50 fantasy points.
Oh.
I don't know what they call his minutes limit. You know what I mean? And maybe that hurts for an overtime game. But it's really just like, all these 9K guys, nobody's playing Trae Young. I think he's actually going to be the one that gets a little bit of, as you would say, the hipster momentum or whatever. I love Halliburton, though. He's my favorite of them. And I have no idea why he's not getting played. He's not on minutes restriction. Like, Halliburton might average over 50 fantasy points a game this year. Actually, it might be even higher. Like, I just think we have to change our way of thinking about certain players and plays and prices and stuff like that.
I still like Anthony Davis, by the way.
I do too. I think it's interesting that even with the LeBron probable, I'm just double checking. What's the spread at now? Yeah, so it went up to 3.5, but still, you know what I mean? They have these teams rated pretty evenly.
What are you doing with Giannis?
Nothing.
Okay.
In general, during full slates, during regular seasons, you're going to hear me say that about Giannis against the Heat.
That's right. I forgot.
Swept the Heat. But it's more when they play in Miami that it seems to happen. But it's just like the worst time to let him out. At the same time, 11K is too cheap for him, probably, although it hasn't been so far this year. Yeah. So,
do you want to keep playing guys like that? Like those rookies that I mentioned, the guy whose name I didn't know, and also the Scooter McRae, whatever his name was from.
I'm not just gonna force him in because they're rookies. But yeah, I'm playing them. Some. I'm not tonight. Like I have him on. I have Scoot Henderson on FanDuel. I really like Derek White as a sneaky play, especially on FanDuel. But I think that, you're just going to keep your eye on them and see how they're being let go. And it's, there's never going to be would it surprise me if Chet scored 60 tonight? No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just, it's going to happen. He'll put up those 50s probably 8 to 10 times this year. And you just decide, okay, if you want to just roll the dice, make that play, this is probably as good a spot as any he's ever going to have.
And so I'm also, obviously, you said you're waiting for some confirmation on Bam, right?
Yeah. So that's another, big one, because Thomas Bryant will then look like the best play if he starts.
And you think that Kyrie is sitting? That's what you said?
I think he is. I'm just speculating right now, but maybe he'll play. I don't feel as strongly because they put these new rules in that some of these guys who are questionable are always going to be not announced out as I used to. I used to feel it was a very different thing before they put these new rules in. And even these specific rules don't say much different than what you would have thought they had last year. But I know early in the season, at least, teams are not going to try and mess with the league. Just,
And what's the new rules, especially with respect
to the thing? If there's too many, it's too long of a thing for me to even remember or go into. I just know that the teams are taking it seriously. So you should see a little less of the, late news and stuff. And it shouldn't be out of nowhere as often either. If they announce a guy's questionable, like I think there's going to be more legitimate questionables like that. There's going to be more guys announced questionable, but there's also going to be more of those guys who play than they used to play. And the guys who aren't announced questionable or anything who just get scratched right before lock, that's going to happen a lot less.
And you mentioned, Podol is going to he's going to get more popular because Precious is out, right?
Yeah.
And you like and Boucher, you thought you still like him, right?
Yeah, I mean it's just because of the price. I don't want to say I like him even. That's the way I'm playing tonight. That's who I'm playing. Do I like it? No, I don't feel especially awesome about it.
Yeah, but I mean, never feel completely awesome about anything.
Sometimes.
I have my highest owned guy right now. I mean, it's kind of silly to say. My highest guy on FanDuel right now is actually the scooter guy.
Yeah, and that's weird that he's going to be as popular as he is because he could easily put up like another 10 fantasy point game.
He could.
He just hasn't figured it out yet. He's just he's working through kinks, and they aren't like letting him play like 33 minutes or anything. So his minutes projection but also they've been getting blown out. So people are sort of thinking that's the reason why. But they very well could get blown out again tonight. They're really bad.
Just so you guys know, I am going to put up in order. So first, the hockey projections are going to go up, and then at about 6:30, 6:35 maybe, as soon as we leave here, I'm going to do the NBA projections, and I'm going to put them up. That's the best I can do. And then I'm also going to update the football, and then in time for us to go live with that at about 7:30. Is that right?
I was going to say, I thought, okay,
If you want to go early, want to go earlier? I don't care.
7:15 would probably be the best time, I think.
Okay.
Let's just see. So to answer Nick's question, he asked me to give him the thoughts on Shea. Do I feel like his ceiling is limited now? No, he just put up 65 the other night. But I don't really see why you'd be trying to play like it's just once he gets to this price range, what are we looking for exactly? You know what I mean? Like he has to get 60. Well, no, he doesn't have to get 60. I mean, I think he's fine. He's been great, except for that Denver game. But I don't know. I think Shea's fine. I'm not getting to any of them, but that's because I'm playing either Luka or the 9K guys, who I feel have the same basically the same ceiling as Shea.
Well, we could play different position, but let's go play Anthony Davis, right?
I might have to scratch up my FanDuel 555. I'm not loving it as much anymore.
No,
it's just I think I've got a little too much LaMelo. If that's like I just have a ton of them like everywhere, but I really want to run back in that game. But I think I'm going to do something different on FanDuel and run back.
Well, what about what's his name? Is that where they're playing Detroit?
They're playing Charlotte. It's Brooklyn and Charlotte.
Oh, I thought you were scratching your there was the Shea game. I thought. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Actually, I'm saying too much Brooklyn. Yeah.
You like Isaiah Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a good play. Maybe that is the right idea to play AD even on FanDuel. He's pretty expensive, but skill set is much better for FanDuel. Can I get away with the Jokic and I don't even love what's his name as much tonight though. I don't love Jokic as much.
Jokic?
I was thinking about trying to get see if I could get a Jokic and Luka one, but don't think that I like it enough to do it.
Who does Dallas play again?
Dallas is playing. Sorry, Dallas is playing Memphis.
Right.
wonder what who do you have the most, or you don't have it? Never mind. I was going to
I
ask
have
you.
nothing.
Yeah.
What were you going to ask though?
Maybe that's the one place I'll get to my total exposure because he's so cheap over there. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. That makes a little sense.
But like you said, like even Podol didn't play that many minutes, right? No, we were talking about no, it was Joe Val you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Psyched for the football. I think it's gonna be a good football game tonight, actually.
Oh yeah. Any teaser takes?
Yeah, Jamison Williams.
He's one of my captains.
I mean,
they made him at like a high price too. You know, he had
exactly.
game sheets. By the way, he had no fantasy points. But he had 6 targets.
I know he was on the field for like 40 snaps too.
I know.
All over the place. And there was one place we're saying that based on where his targets were and everything, his expected fantasy points was 18 fantasy points last week.
Wow.
Good enough for me.
Yeah, let's see. All right. Here, I'm gonna. Oh, how to get the Discord? Let me just invite the Discord people. People asking about that. 1 second. I'll send it right over to you, man. Glad to have you aboard. To answer MJ's question, my favorite run back with Luca. And Sheets, you're welcome to say if you have any thoughts here. But I'm actually not very interested in. I think there's a lot of good plays. I have some Zaire Williams. I have some David Roddy. I'm probably going to play a tiny bit of Derrick Rose, which is not something I plan to do today. But it'll allow me to delay the value in a way that I like. And he's been pretty productive in the 20 minutes, 15, 18, 21 minutes he's played in this game so far. It is the 3rd and 4 nights, though. So he's actually looking like he's going to get some ownership. Between Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bain, I think Jackson's the better play by a tiny bit, but I think it's really close, and I'm not really getting to either of them, just to be honest. I prefer the Bulls guys. I like the Bulls-Pacers game. I like the Brooklyn-Charlotte game. I like Luka. I like Anthony Davis. That's sort of the theme of my day.
I'll reiterate, the observation I made in the noon show. I mean, that Indiana team, I mean, they have no shame. I mean, they're up and down the freaking floor.
Yep. Nick, you didn't miss it. You're running down my Celtics. I didn't have any interest in the Celtics particularly. Drew Holiday is the only one that I think I have in any big buy-ins on DraftKings. I like Jaylen Brown a little bit on FanDuel, and I like Derek White on FanDuel. So those are my guys there, I guess. Kristaps, I have no problem if anybody wants to play Kristaps or
Revenge.
Really team.
Revenge. Probably seems like the least vengeful person.
Yeah. I wonder if Boston's going to, just because Jordan Poole showed them up so many times in that finals, they should just double team him the whole night and see if Washington could score, because he just doesn't want to pass.
They didn't hire him for his passing, I guess.
No. So it is kind of a weird thing because we're waiting on a lot, but just to go over
just so everybody knows, I just did update the hockey projections if anybody was interested in that. And then at like I said, at about 6:30, once we this is the best I could do as far as the timing of it. Once we get off of here, I will update the NBA projections. I don't know how often Goldie's doing them.
He's doing them. He tries to do them before lock and stuff. I've seen him do it a couple times after, but he can't do it. We can't keep up.
No, but I mean, you think he's going to put it up there like 6:30, 6:45?
I think it's usually 6:30, but
that'd be nice if you did that.
Yeah, that's usually
that's a good time to be able to do that.
Yeah, but I'll confirm it with him in general. But yeah, that's what he's been doing. I just, for what it's worth, what I have right now, in my ownership, at center, I have my highest owned are Kongwu, Anthony Davis. Some of these guys are forward also. Bobby Portis, Mark Williams, Kevin Love, Mike Muscala, Joe Val, Miles Turner. Point guard, again, some of these guys are forward and shooting guard and stuff. Ben Simmons, Cam Thomas, Halliburton, LaMelo, Kobe White, Luka, and then Schroeder. Power forward, I already mentioned Boucher. Finney Smith, I have 40% of right now, but I'm hoping for some news that gives me a little less of that. I prefer Kevin Love if you can afford him. I like DeRozan. And then shooting guard, I got like 25% Levine. Dinwiddie and Cam Thomas, though, are the ones who make up most of my lives, and then a little bit of Drew Holiday.
Yeah, an interesting, not to say dilemma, I guess it's a dilemma that we have is, like you said, I mean, the Brooklyn-Charlotte game and the Chicago-Indiana game are games you really want to target.
Yeah.
And they're early.
And not only that, if you want to call it value, the Mike Muscala value at 3K is the early game also.
That's true.
Maybe one smart thing you could do, because especially we don't know about Luka. I mean, we don't know about whether or not Kyrie's going to play. And if Kyrie's out, everybody be playing Luka, but they may not be able to unless they backload. The way you can do that is put Derrick Rose as your 3,500 instead. And if you have to use him, you have to use him, whatever. And by the way, if Kyrie's out, I was trying to figure out what else it might open up. I really couldn't figure it out. I mean, I guess Tim Hardaway Jr. is the most obvious thing. Maybe, though, Josh Green could get some real run.
Who?
Josh Green.
What team?
Dallas. He plays like 30 minutes, like 29, 27.
Oh, Josh Green. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was like a new guy. I didn't know.
I actually think that's not a bad play. Because you leave that like, and if Kyrie's out, and if not, you could switch to David Roddy, which is not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's kind of like
David Roddy's pretty active, no?
Yeah, he's pretty active. I actually like him, and I think that And by the way, the other one you could switch to sounds like a weird play, but John Conchar is actually pretty good. And he's playing minutes. He played 30 minutes the other night. He played 21 last game. I don't know if they're going to keep playing him those minutes, but they've sort of been all over the place in Memphis because they're losing. They can't find anything they like. So I think you're going to see maybe Roddy, Conchar playing a little bit even more than they have been. I mean, yeah, Roddy put up 28 in the last game. But they have a short rotation too, because I mean they have guys they've played some minutes like Kenny Lofton Jr., but they've only got like 9 guys really project. Like maybe I should run. I should bump Memphis up a little bit if I'm going to play Luka. And maybe not just getting exposure like Derrick Rose. Maybe I should try and force in some Jaren Jackson or Desmond Bane. So I don't think it's a bad idea.
Looks pretty good.
The Rose play is more of a play, so you can delay kind of a thing. But Tim Hardaway Jr., Josh Green, those are two worth speculating on if Kyrie's out, I think. Because look. It doesn't matter what Luka's usage is. Somebody else is going to have to score other than him. They've got Derek Lively, Grant Williams, Derek Jones. I mean, so it's got to be Hardaway or Josh Green. I guess they could play Seth Curry, but I don't know about that one. Thoughts on Lively? I didn't get to any Lively tonight. I have no issue. I like Lively as a player, but I am getting 0 Derek Lively. Oh, World Series picks the rest of the way. I like Texas to win in 6. And I like the over tonight. I'll give away my free baseball. They got the roof open in Arizona. They've got PFAT is about to finally get hit for the first time this postseason. This guy,
I don't know about that, man. The guy's sick.
It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick how it's happening too. It's
been very lucky.
He's been, but it's weird because this is a guy who couldn't strike anybody out, and he gives it the most home runs, and now nobody could touch him. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that's my hero.
Yep.
I also have to put up my State King stuff still.
How much? Oh, you didn't. Oh, never mind. All right, I'm getting Kobe White. Kobe White coming off maybe the worst game anyone's ever had. I've got him 25%, I think, actually.
Oh, he's coming off a real bad one?
He played 28 minutes. He was 0 for 4 from the floor. He had 0 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist in 28 minutes. That's really hard to do in the NBA.
and
That's like
stay,
PJ
and still,
Tucker.
and still stay in, and still stay in the game.
Yeah, right. As a point guard, it's not like you're PJ Tucker just standing in the corner the whole time. Oh, what a mess they've got over there. But I still think that's why you got to speculate. I mean, and in the same game, also at the same time, part of the reason that happened is Ben, what's his name? Levine went completely ballistic, and he had 51 points and 0 assists. He had 51 points and they lost, and he was efficient too. Like, it wasn't like he was inefficient, but 0 assists.
Alley-oop. And then box out, right?
Yeah. Okay, Jackson Jr. Yeah, Jackson Jr. is a better play on FanDuel always, for sure. I don't care about what the optimal lineups on Saber. I really really could care less about those things because you're really not playing for any of them. But I haven't run any sims because I'm not any runs because I'm not scripting anything today. But I don't want.
I couldn't answer that because I really don't even have the projections yet. I imagine I wouldn't even speculate.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Like, I mean, it's just one of those things where it also is completely a meaningless made up number. It's worth referencing, but it's like the optimal. You're going to need way more than 314 points to win, obviously, on FanDuel. You're going to need at least 350. Oh man, we watch Sheets' video on how to use it for each sport. We can't go through how to use every tool and the best way to do it. But Sheets, do you want to give like a little quick helper?
On which?
He's trying to use it for FanDuel to build lineups.
To use what? To use these contest sims?
No, I think he's trying to use the lineup builder.
Which one?
So which one? I don't know how to pronounce your name, Block. BLOK.
How do I use the tool for FanDuel? Yeah, do me a favor. Just post it in the Discord, and I'll make sure in my next video to do a little bit better with. I mean, I have plenty of tutorials up on the side on how to use everything.
Yeah,
but it's just this is unfortunately not the.
Yeah, and just if you're new to NBA and all this stuff, Block, like you really really want to be like at your computer this is the truth for basketball. Like before every part of each slate locks. At every half hour, you should have an alarm set 10 minutes before to see who's available. Because basketball, everything changes when these things happen. So little of what you think you're doing early in the day has anything to do with what you're doing at the end of the day. A lot of the time.
You're playing the Splash?
I am. I'm playing one in the Splash. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll put you in the right direction. Just if there's any specifics, feel free to shoot them out there. And then again, I do recommend watching the tutorials for Sheets and also the SaberSim tutorials on how they do their own stuff too.
Yeah.
It's just the best way. I use things very differently.
Yeah.
As a reference point. No problem, man. Glad to have you aboard. Let's see what else we got. Nick's asking if there's any NASCAR content for
for next week.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice. He's gonna be there.
NBA. What's the big buy-in on FanDuel tonight?
So there's a 16. 55.
7. I just gotta put the State Kings things up. So this is my order. I'll put the State King things up, then I'll get out of here. I'll do the projections. I'll post in the Discord when the projections are up, and then we'll be back at then I'll do my lineups, and then we'll be back at 7:30 or so to do, or 7:15 or so to do the football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. I'm just double checking starting lineups and see if anything's different than we'd think. Not yet. I'm just seeing what NBA is projecting to be in or out. Even the thing is, even if Kyrie plays, it's not like Luka's still not a good play. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit annoying that he has to face Marcus Smart, but
so you're just speculating that he's not playing.
Kyrie historically was a guy. If there was any speculation that he wasn't going to play, he was always not playing because even when
they downgraded him, he's questionable.
He's questionable.
Okay.
But I think it's totally up in the air. Like I said, there's new rules in place that I don't fully, I don't have the whatever 5,000 page thing that they wrote to the coaches, but it's basically they have to inform people better, and they have to do a better job of letting people know who are truly questionable and who isn't.
And was there something that you said about the about national TV games or something? There was something about that, or no?
For the for what?
I thought there was a special rule now about national TV games or something.
Oh yeah, you have to play your stars, quote unquote star players have to play unless they have a genuine injury. But like that's sort of what they said. They've said that stuff before. They just made it official. What's the stats to start the season? I don't know how to answer that question either. What kind of stats are we talking about? I'm up NBA and in the first, it's been 4 days of NBA that I play. I don't play on the weekends NBA, but I'm up about 30,000 so far. So it's a pretty good start.
It's like 30,000 more than I'm up.
And 15-3-1 on the bets. So actually you can put a little extra on that. I just need to figure out a way to get the right time to parlay them. Guys, please hit the like button before we get out of here so we can do this for free. Sorry it's not to have more information. I sort of said exactly what I'm doing. I went through all my exposures. I went through, again, things we have to look out for. I will be in the premium Discord updating people. Yes, we like Cam Thomas tonight. And I think we're probably going to get out of here. I'm going to finish building. And if I do anything differently other than what I announced on here, and even if I don't, I still probably am going to announce it in the Discord.
Well, and if you want, if you guys come back for the football, I'm sure we could talk a little more about what we did in the NBA also.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, but I'm going to get out of here. Sheets, do you want me to leave it on or off?
No, you can turn it off.
Okay. Good luck.
I'll see you in about 45 minutes.
Well, I'm going to answer Block's question. Block, put @scans and in the at the top in the what's it called channel, and here I'll get you in there. Let's just put your name into the what's it called channel, the True DFS support channel. Tag me @BobbyFi and tag @scans and say you need to get in the premium Discord. You're a new member.
Yeah, in the worst case, I'll give you Scans' home phone number. You can bother.
All right, good luck, guys.